Why? What the hell are you talking about?
Not on my bills, you're not.
Why?
You were on the phone
for like 2 minutes. I know.
What are you doing with my phone bill?
Because I told the phone company, you see, I know what you really paid. You want to play games? You want to play games? You want to see? You want to see Stony Brook? Movies in Stony Brook? I have all the listings right here. The hospital.
Let me see. Right, he took my phone bill that came in. Are you crazy? What are you fooling with me, you stupid fuck? Hey, Ray, he doesn't understand the situation we're in. You better grow up. We're having a lot of financial trouble. I don't have long distance, you stupid fucking shitbird. I have a phone that isn't local, so you can't make local calls cheap. On the other hand, I don't have any long distance rate. I've been having very high phone bills.
Wait a minute. First you tell me that you... First, wait a minute. You say you don't have long distance, but you say I can't make local calls, but you pay a lot. That makes no sense. You're contradicting yourself 3 times in one sentence.
No, I'm not. You shut up. We're poor here, and you're not allowed to use the phone like that. And someday you move out and you get on your fucking phone and you talk to Jeff, and I don't give a shit. These are our bills, it's our home, and we got a lot of trouble. And I'm sick of paying your bills. Now,
listen, come here.
No, I'm not. Now you keep away from me.
Anger management is an especially important skill for parents who have children with oppositional defiant tendencies because, as you have heard me say before, your kids love your intensity and they love your energy, and sometimes they suck the life right out of you. And unfortunately, they have found that you're the most intense and exciting and energetic when you are arguing, lecturing, threatening, getting angry, and so on. So your reaction is a payoff to your child. Your children are 100% successful at getting your energy and intensity. If we provide acknowledgement and praise when things are not going wrong, or when they're doing things right, then our children don't seek our intensity at other times. But if we don't provide positive attention, they will get our negative attention. Okay? Now here's how this starts out. Kids, in their attempt to get our attention and our energy, will use sneaky anger. Now this is where your child wants to frustrate you. He may forget to do the things that you've asked. He may play dumb. He may show his anger by what he does not do, and there's a lot of whining and complaining that goes on at this stage. Now, if the parent responds or reacts to that or provides any intensity whatsoever in any shape, form, or fashion, the child moves to the next rung on the anger ladder. What the child does, if he gets a payoff for implementing sneaky anger, is he then begins to implement the cold shoulder. This is where your child ignores you, gives you the silent treatment, does a lot of pouting, and displays an attitude where he's feeling sorry for himself. And this is all an attempt to get you to feel guilty, get you to feel sorry for him, to get your intensity. Now, if you provide any intensity at the cold shoulder stage, then the child moves to the next rung on the anger ladder. The next stage, as we progress up the anger ladder, is blaming and shaming. Now, this is where your kid believes that there's something wrong with you, the parent, and he tells you so. He wants you to feel bad because he's mad, and he tells you that it's your fault. Okay? So, if the child gets a payoff at the cold shoulder stage, he goes to blaming and shaming. If he gets a payoff in the form of your intensity and reaction at the blaming and shaming stage, he moves on to the next rung on the anger ladder. The next rung involves swearing and screaming. This is where your child has discovered the use of profanity and how that really gets a reaction out of you. So at this stage, there's a lot of cuss words, a lot of name calling, and the child may do a lot of yelling and screaming and talking at the top of his lungs, all of which he has discovered gets a good reaction out of you. So if he gets a payoff for swearing and screaming, and he can push your buttons with that one, he moves on to the next rung. You may be able to tell at this point that as we move up the anger ladder, your child is quickly developing an addiction to your reactions. If, for example, he has been able to push your buttons for 13, 14, 15 years, then he's really developing a very strong appetite for more reaction from you. So the next rung on the anger ladder is demands and threats. Now this is where the child basically tells you that it's going to go my way or else. I'm going to have it my way, or I'm going to run away, or I'm going to go live with my dad, or I'm going to quit school, or I'm going to tear up the house. This is where the parent can really be legitimately intimidated by the child's behavior. And if you show any signs of being intimidated or any anger at all, the child moves to the next rung. The next stage we're going to refer to as level 1 violence. Now this is where physical violence can enter the picture. The violence is partially controlled, however, because the kid really knows what he's doing, even though later he might claim that it was an accident. Your child at this stage plans to stop acting out and throwing a fit or destroying property as soon as he gets his way. So if you give in, he'll kind of back off. At this stage, there's a lot of chasing that can go on, holding, destruction of property. At this stage, the cops are often called, and sometimes the parent goes out to juvenile probation and files an incorrigibility complaint or whatever. This is also the stage at which, if your child is smart enough, he calls the cops on you. A lot of teenagers know that all they have to do is call the police and scream abuse, and then now their parent is in trouble and being investigated by Child Protective Services. In the final stage, or the last rung on the anger ladder, we have level 2 violence, and this is where your kid's one and only goal is to destroy. He wants to destroy the relationship. He wants to destroy the house. He may push, shove, hit the parent. The child might not even be conscious of his actions during this level 2 violence. In other words, he slips into a blind rage. In worst case scenarios, the child at this level can become suicidal, homicidal. So if you have experienced full-blown domestic battery incidents with your child, then you've also experienced level 2 violence. Now, if you see that you have gone all the way up that ladder to the top rung, don't be discouraged, because you're in good company. Most of the parents that I work with have experienced each of these different rungs on the anger ladder. So what we want to do from now on is we want to be assertive, not aggressive, not passive, not overindulgent, none of that. We want to be assertive. And how we're going to do that is going to be detailed in the next strategy entitled, When You Want Something from Your Kid.